I gotta get to the next question. This is a question I think Felix will have some opinions on as it deals with exotic pets. So it says, "Dear Care and Feeding, I have a 7-year-old daughter, B, and we live 2 houses over from her best friend, Stacy, also the same age. The 2 girls go to school together and frequently stay over at each other's houses now that everyone's fully vaccinated. Stacy's parents recently got a pet fox. This is legal where we live, although we would have to have had register the animal as an exotic pet. I wasn't worried at first, but now I'm not so sure. The fox isn't violent or anything, but almost every time she comes back from their house, B tells some hilarious giggling story about how the fox stole food, or the TV remote, or a bracelet, or something else, and ran around the house holding it in his mouth or trying to bury it somewhere. Last evening at dinner, B tried to steal some fries from my plate and tried to pass it off as a silly joke. I gave her a lecture about how it's wrong to steal, even as a joke, and I think it's sunk in. But I'm worried about the lessons she's picking up from this animal, and I'm considering not letting her go over to Stacy's house anymore. Is this a step too far?
What is wrong with these people?
These people are out of their fucking mind. What do they think? Life is a fucking cartoon that the fox is teaching their child lessons. These fucking morons. Lessons from a fox?
No, if you're learning lessons from this Reynard type figure at your fucking friend's daughter's house, I mean, the fox is teaching good lessons. It's teaching how to outwit your opponents. It's teaching how to be like how to outwit the noble lion or the frightening wolf or whatever, bear or whatever.
Of course,
the fox always wins. And I just love the detail about like she stole French fries off my plate as a joke, and then we sat her down and gave her a lecture.
I'm pretty sure she just wanted the fries.
Yeah. God, this is fucking crazy. These are ridiculous questions to ask. Like,
These people need to have their children taken from them, and then they need to be a 24/7 camera surveillance that I get to watch. Because I want to see these people in like actual day-to-day situations. People who are worried that their children aren't getting like the USDA recommended amount of diversity in their daily lives, or they're not motivated enough. They haven't read enough Rich Dad Poor Dad by the time they're 8. And that they're getting badly influenced by mischievous neighborhood woodland creatures. Animals. I need to see these people in action.
If you see them, Matt, it's going to be a lot of people leaving like negative Yelp reviews, or it's going to be a lot of people asking for their money back from Uber Eats because they forgot a side of ranch or something like that. That's what you'll see from these fucking tattletale ass motherfuckers.
I mean, it just like, you've heard the phrase "too clever by half." To describe somebody who faced with a straightforward problem or situation, comes up with such a convoluted explanation that they're very far from any solution. I think this is a step beyond that. This is they're thinking themselves into believing what cavemen believe.
The spirit of the fox has gotten into my child's nostrils.
Yeah,
you could see the actual the soul of it getting into it. Yeah, it's like, yeah, here's the solution. You just let her sleep outside on a full moon. That ought to cure all the fucking the soul poisoning that the mischievous fox spirit has done. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, first of all, a dog behaves exactly the same way. Like a poorly trained dog would do all of these things. Take a bracelet, take a toy, take fries. It has nothing to do with a fox. Like, literally, it's like this person has like watched Robin Hood and was like, I don't want that sexy fox seducing my child. Like, this is true. You're right, Felix. They're thinking like a fucking caveman or a baby would think. Like it's almost like the baby's like, the fox told me something really interesting. They're like, what? This fox is talking to you? We have to get it away from that fox.
Yeah, these people would believe David Berkowitz.
We gotta
do something about this. It's awful. Guys. It's awful what he did, but we really need to start looking at that dog.
Yeah.
But outside the insanity of the letter writer, though, Felix, what are your opinions on having foxes as exotic pets?
Well,
Russians are kind of at the forefront of creating a domesticated fox subbreed, and
didn't they make those foxes that like piss themselves whenever like human touches them or whatever? Like they've been doing it for generations now.
Yeah, they've been working pretty hard on it, and there are people who just will get a regular fox. Often, what happens with animals like that, like sort of smaller, like dog-sized woodland creatures. Usually what happens is someone will rehabilitate an injured fox or an injured weasel or a raccoon or something with the goal of, after their injuries healed, releasing them back in the wild. And oftentimes during that rehabilitation process, the animal gets bonded with the person. And more importantly, they lose their fear of people. So they might get too gregarious when they're out there and might end up getting killed or taken away by animal control, so that they're stuck with it. And it can be, it's a lot of these are clearly not meant to be pets, but some people have very sweet relationships with their fox. Sarah Benito from the band Kira Benito, I think, has a pet fox.
Okay.
It's interesting. In domestics, like in captivity situations, very quickly within a few generations, their features start becoming more dog-like.
Yeah,
it happens very fast. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's like dog is the template for broken animal, but
for a buck broken.
Yeah, if you had to choose between the starting point of fox or wolf, you would start with fox 100% of the time.
Yeah. I would have to know more about these fox owners. But if it's already smart enough to talk about grooming, turn this innocent girl into a thief, I think they're doing a good job. I think they're doing a wonderful job. I think everyone except the English upper class likes foxes, though. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And
which means they're cool.
From, the center of the earth.
If the shittiest people that have ever been created, which is the pasty ass fucking bullshit ass royals, if they don't like you, then you're pretty sick.
Everyone loves these creatures, and the British upper class has been fighting for years for their right to kill it in the most excruciating, painful way possible.
All right, so here, now we've now drilled down into the practical advice giving here for this concerned parent. What you're going to need to do is muster together 30 or 40 people with 6 toes and no chin to get on horseback, surrounded by 800 dogs, and just lead them on a hunt to this suburban house.
That's right.
And make sure they have bugles. Make sure everyone is dressed like a complete fucking tit.
Little fucked up leather caps. Yeah. They got to look really fucking stupid.
And
you got to get at least 5 guys who were molested at boarding school to hunt this fox. Hunt this fox down.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they could combine the two cultures and do a land acknowledgement before the fox hunt.